Hello everyone, my name is Sarah and this video discusses SDG number 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. This goal aims to make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Sustainable cities and communities are designed to address social, environmental, and economic impacts through sustainable initiatives. Characteristics of a sustainable city are more bike or walk lanes and bridges. One example is Copenhagen, Denmark, where 42% of residents use a bike to go to work. That means bikes outnumber cars. Increase waste removal regulations. Increase in public transportation to reduce the number of personal cars. More vehicle charging stations for electric cars. City-funded solar farms. In Fayetteville, Arkansas, USA, they are making their local government buildings run on 100% clean energy by 2030. Green buildings which have smart heating and cooling systems, natural building materials, insulation, solar panels, and green roofs. A program started in the U.S. called LEED Certification System, which helps build green infrastructures. Japan also adopted this program. Build community gardens and parks. Promote diversity to deepen the bonds within a community. The world is growing into an urbanized society. In fact, more than half of the world's population lives in cities. That's 3.5 billion people. By 2030, 5 billion people are expected to be living in cities. And then by 2050, 70% of the world is predicted to be living in urban settlements. Cities and metropolitan areas are a hotspot for economic growth, which contributes almost 60% of global GDP, or gross domestic product. Would you be surprised to know that only 3% of Earth's land is occupied by a city? Yet, because of the high population in these areas, they account for 70% of global carbon emissions and 60% of resource use. Fresh water and the public health are at risk from sewage and rapid urbanization. In 2016 alone, air pollution caused 4.2 million premature deaths. The top largest cities in the world as of 2021 are Osaka, Japan, Mumbai, India, Beijing, China, Cairo, Egypt, Dhaka, Bangladesh, Mexico City, Mexico, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Shanghai, China, Delhi, India, Tokyo, Japan. None of these most populated cities made the top 10 most sustainable cities in the world. The cities that are the most sustainable are Reykjavik, Iceland, Vancouver, Canada, Helsinki, Finland, Cape Town, South Africa, San Francisco, California, Portland, Oregon, Berlin, Germany, Stockholm, Sweden, Amsterdam, Netherlands, Copenhagen, Denmark. There is not much information about the least sustainable cities, but the least sustainable countries are Afghanistan, Niger, Madagascar, Eritrea, Somalia. In addition, urbanization also increases slums, inadequate infrastructures, and pollution. In 2018, more than 1 billion people resided in slums located in Eastern and Southeastern Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, and Central and Southern Asia. Having sustainable housing and buildings was proven to be critically important during the 2020 pandemic. Sustainable buildings help reduce exposure. But why? Because 90% of COVID-19 cases were found to be located in urban areas. It relates closely with SDG 3, good health and well-being, since good infrastructure can reduce the impact of communicable diseases among the public. Japan ranked number 28 on the Global Sustainability Index in 2020, which considers policies, pollution, climate change, energy, and biodiversity. While the country shows promise in its transportation sector due to their plans for 100% electric cars by 2050, Japan still heavily depends on coal power. At the June 2021 G7 meeting, Japan decided to tighten its rules on coal power exports. Japan's capital is actually considered to be the greenest city within the Asia-Pacific region. In fact, 43% of Japan's population lives in Tokyo. Their carbon emission levels were much lower than other cities. Tokyo's goal is to become a smart city by emitting zero emissions by 2050. Tokyo's plan also includes introducing renewable energy systems, CO2 reduction targets, sustainable ventilation systems, expanding renewable power, and creating more parks and planting trees. Many facilities in Tokyo have already started to become more green. Ever since the announcement that Tokyo will hold the 2020 Olympics, Tokyo wanted to use it as an opportunity to also promote environmental goals. The torch is made of 30% recyclable aluminum, and the medals are made of recycled material from donated electronic devices. Other cities taking initiatives include Kyoto. They have a biodiesel project to prevent global warming and create a recycling-oriented society. Fukuoka. Their program is called the Fukuoka Method, which provides an affordable solution to upgrade open dumping sites to decrease harmful gases. Ida City. They are actively making partnerships to create a sustainable community. Tahara City. They have projects to include the community to create eco-gardens and other various projects. The Ministry of Japan created the JPRSI, or Japan Platform for Redesign, Sustainable Infrastructure, in 2020. This program will offer solutions, development, and collaborations within Japanese companies and local authorities. A great example of a pure sustainable city in Japan is Fujisawa Sustainable Smart Town. It was built on the site of an old Panasonic factory and is currently home to 2,000 residents. Every house has solar panels and smart monitoring systems to track energy consumption. Residents can receive rewards for reducing carbon dioxide levels. Another eco-city is Kashiwanoha. Their power runs through a smart grid facility and uses one of Japan's biggest lithium-ion storage cell systems. Nagasaki Prefecture ranks low on the list of prefectures who put the most effort into the sustainable goals. As a result, SDG number 11 isn't well known in Sasebo as some other goals. That's why we should continue to promote becoming a smarter city. One plan is Sasebo's beautification project from 2010, which grows plants along the roads and neighborhoods. Nagasaki International University recently celebrated its 10th participation anniversary. Hastenbosch, a Dutch-themed park in Sasebo, has a technology center which introduces environmental technologies and products. SDG 7 also discusses Hastenbosch. Their center includes improved hygiene measures from COVID-19, sustainable development in agriculture, testing generators for emergency supply power, and renovating surrounding buildings with smart, new technology. Using the public transportation system is supported by the City Hall. Additional bus routes are added often to urban areas within Sasebo. Unfortunately, I wish I could use Sasebo's system instead of relying on my gasoline car. Since I live in a rural neighborhood, the bus company stopped coming to my area in 2018. The only remnants of a bus stop being here is an old bench. Other goals that Sasebo wants to achieve includes reducing emissions and waste. The American Life Club held an event in September of 2020 to promote SDG 11. They partnered with English speakers to discuss what the city should improve on through activities and walking around the city. The SDG 11 targets include safe and affordable housing, affordable and sustainable transportation systems, inclusive and sustainable urbanization, protect the world's cultural and natural heritage, reduce the effects from natural disasters, provide accessible and safe public spaces, strong development planning and policies, and support sustainable buildings in developing countries by 2030. The world still faces many challenges ahead to achieve SDG 11. Cities will need solid plans and support. Solutions are needed to encourage citizens to work as a society and create a better future. We need to continue learning what it truly means to become a sustainable community.